Well, it prompted the discussion around better eating and around exercising. You know, it encouraged parents to even get their children signed up for the free breakfasts and stuff that are in their schools. So in some respects,
how would parents go about doing that? Tell the viewers, because there's a lot of them out there.
Well, I do believe you could sign up in your elementary schools, I know, but it is right now based on your wages. But I think next year they have some legislation where it's going to be free to everyone, because getting back to bullying and that whole childhood struggle, so that children who are offered the free breakfast and the free lunch, they don't feel stigmatized.
Yeah,
they're not identified as that's the poor child. And so they're opening it up to a lot of the other children. So no one knows why you're getting it.
Oh,
everyone's getting breakfast. Isn't that
great? You know
great?
this for real?
Yeah, well, don't quote me,
but you've already said it. You've already said it.
But I have read it in terms of one of the education initiatives that that the government is trying to put forth under that No Child Left Behind.
We need that. We need that. If you're going to give advice, back it up with some other help along with it.
Yeah. So when I read that, I was really pleased about it, because children and parents don't want to take advantage sometimes of programs because, you know, someone will know. It's just like us.
Exactly.
If you work with someone who's been a victim of a crime and then you see them in the street, you know, we always say, you know, don't run up and speak to them immediately, because you don't want to put them in a position where they have to explain who you are, because you don't know who knows what's happened to them.
Exactly. It's just like me, like I told you, I lost my son, and I haven't gone back to my gym yet, because they're all going to come running. Where were you? What happened? I don't want to talk about it. I just don't have the strength still to talk about that. I'm dealing with that.
Right.
I mean, I may come in here all smiles, but I go home and have a good cry every day. So. But you just can't jump a person right away. They need time.
They do. And everyone's journey is different.
Yes.
You know, no one can tell you, okay, you should be over this rape incident
I hate
in
when
3
they say,
months.
Oh, you're going to be better.
Right.
You don't know
You
unless
don't
you're
know.
in my shoes. This is my second son, and I've lost 2 of my, I only had 2 boys, and I lost them both. One to murder and the other to heart surgery.
Right.
So, I mean, don't come up and tell me what you think.
Right.
Because I know how my heart feels. So
Everyone's journey is different. And you have to take that journey so that you can at least go through life.
you have to take it alone, too, as a rule.
Exactly. Yep, you do.
Yeah.
And so what we're here is to, you know, educate people on, you know, what the process is, you know, but certainly not to dictate any journey or any way that they go through the journey.
Don't make them feel insecure about what they're doing, because they're not.
They're not.
They are doing the best they can do.
And every way that everyone walks to get through it is the right way.
It's the right way. It's for you. It's the right way.
Right.
I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm glad with that, because I don't want my viewers to think they're not doing the right thing.
No.
Because I don't want to make anybody feel bad. I definitely don't want to. So
it's just, but I do think it's important for people to seek help, you know, so that they understand what their options are.
Exactly.
And that they don't feel I'm the only person this is happening to. And for example, we do have a support group.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it meets the 2nd and 4th Thursdays of every month. In Upper Marlboro. And the good thing about when people do stay is that the newcomers get to see, oh, she's a little bit further than I am. Oh, they've healed a little bit beyond where I am right now.
Right.
And it's very important to see that, yes, I'm not there yet, but I know I'm going to get there.
I've been thinking about joining a support group. I have a friend that I talk to, but I want to be around other people. Maybe they're a little further in their grieving than I am, but you know, it's good to have a friend. And I think when you've lost a child, all of you can be friends.
Right.
It takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a lot when you lose one too.
Yeah.
Because the guilt is really bad.
Right.
And I know domestic abuse is the same way. You don't know if you want to, press charges, and then when you do press charges, there's the chance of, being arrested, whatever they're called. What are the reports they put out there?
The protective orders.
Protective orders, and there's another one. Oh, I can't even think about it. But it only lasts for a certain amount of time. And they can still get in and get you.
Well, sometimes, you know, and adults do say, well, it's just a piece of paper. But we still encourage people to solicit the courts to give them protective orders. Because the thing is, when the police show up on site, if something does happen, they have the right to take that person right then. And the other thing is, if it continues, you know, to happen, then that just helps you, you know, build your case so that you can hold someone accountable.
Yeah. But I can remember, though, it was a young woman who was burned up. She was at the studio where they did pictures, and her boyfriend came in, threw acid in her face, and I can't even remember her name now.
Yvette
I don't know.
I can't.
But I just know she went through a lot of hell herself. But that's only one of thousands.
Exactly. Because what do they say? One woman is abused every 34 seconds?
Every 20 seconds, from what I heard, yeah. Because it's running rampant around here. It really, not just here, but everywhere.
Well, yeah, and then when you think of, that's just domestic violence. I mean, sexual abuse, it's 1 in 4 girls, 1 in 5 boys are sexually assaulted before they're 18. I mean, those statistics are unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. I cannot envision a big person, I call him a big person, an adult molest a child. It's uncalled for.
Right. Yeah, that's beyond my understanding.
It's mine too.
But and that's why it is important for people to know that there's help out there for them.
What are some of the signs a woman and even a child can gyrate, as I call it, out into the public, so you can sense it and then go up to them and talk to them? Maybe they don't want to tell you, but because I know in the stores, I broke my femur right before Christmas a year ago, and I came out with a walker, okay? But I tell you, I learned from that, if you see someone hurting, you go over and say, can I give you a hug? And you'd be surprised the way their faces light up, and they tell you what's bothering them.
That might be the only hug they get for the day.
Or maybe weeks, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I help you. If one lady's trying to get up on a walker, I get up off the top shelf and get what she wants, because I know how I was. So I learned from the most painful thing in my life to be wise, to accept it, and help others from it, because that's why it happened.
Yeah. And I think for, you know, parents, if their children become too isolated, you know,
that's depression.
If they start changing their regular habits, they used to eat dinner, but now they're not. You know, I know the big one is the cell phones. If you didn't buy it, how'd you get it? You know,
Stole it.
Because that's a way for, you know, manipulation if it's provided by a mate.
Exactly.
You know, so there's a lot of, I guess, signs that we as parents should look for as well.
So if your child doesn't really want to eat dinner, locks him or herself in the bedroom. They got a computer, they can go anywhere they want to go. They've got a cell phone, they can Twitter.
Right.
What has happened to our lives?
Well, you know, I guess what the push now is to bring back that evening dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So that you kind of reconnect for a change. But you're right, Twitter, Facebook.
YouTube. But I think that we have to really watch out for our kids and for the women too. And there are men out there who are being beaten.
Right.
I'm getting ready to start a group of men and talk to them about the Awakening program, because a boy who's at home and sees dad hit mom and mom does nothing, he grows up and he does the same darn thing.
Well, he thinks it's the norm.
It's the normal thing to do, and you know, this is what I'm going to do. This is what my dad did. So I think it starts right there. But if we can get the younger boys to talk to us, to you, to me, to anybody, and help alleviate that hurt, because mom didn't do anything, it may help heal their hearts and heal their bodies.
That's true. And teaching them how to deal with conflict.
Yes.
You know, because it's okay to agree to disagree.
That's right. That's right. I do it every day with my husband. If I say one thing, he said something else. And I said one thing, I'm going to hit it just right, you know. But it's really very strange. Like I was up in West Virginia, and the children there are, I guess like any other children, but they seem to be closer to their parents. And I was amazed when I saw that. In the stores, they weren't running here grabbing this and grabbing that. They were holding hands or riding in one of the little carts.
Wow.
So what are they doing up there that we need to do?
I don't know. I don't know.
We should go around the world talking.
Right, to find out, you know, what works, you know. Although every family is different, but I but I do believe having more family time and really scheduled family time. I mean, everyone is so busy, but really scheduled family time just to take 30 minutes to reconnect with every member of the family. I think you would notice, oh, her attitude's changed, that kind of thing.
Right. I just wish we didn't have computers and we didn't have Twitter and we didn't have all the things the kids can get into. Because going on the air, sometimes you can find a man who's, gets 10 or 15 young girls.
Right. But you have to monitor. You have to be able to check your
You do?
Yes, but you have to be able to check their their websites, their Facebooks,
And how in the heck do you do that? It's none of your business, Mom. It's mine.
Right. Not if it's your computer.
That's right. It's a good thing. That's a good thought. If it's your computer, you can do what you want.
Right.
I just see too many kids going to jail, and the girls are the same way.
Yeah, and that's really sad. But I just do honestly believe, and this is just Arlene's opinion, that we really need to look back to see what got them to that point.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. You do. You've got to go back and Twitter around yourself and find out what's going on.
Right.
And I know I have, like I said, my great niece is going to be 8 years old, but she's so smart. When she was first born, I took her to my home when she was 3 weeks old, and the whole 2 weeks I had her, you're a woman, you're going to grow up strong.
Right.
Your education, then your good job, and then you're going to do this. So now she draws so beautiful. She won a scholarship thing from the George Washington in D.C. It's a school of art.
George Washington.
She won first place for one of her pictures.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And she says, all I was caring about, Aunt Rose, was that you were going to be here. But she and I, she says, I wouldn't take that kind of garbage from anybody.
And that's important, like you're speaking life into her life versus negativity.
Learning it on the streets or something one day, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen her draw all her little life. Even as a year-old, she was making me pictures. But now to come up and do what she did at the Washington School of Art, oh my God.
Wow.
That's good.
That is excellent.
But I keep on her. I try to keep in touch. What did you do today? Did you eat today? Did you do this? Did you do that? Yes, Aunt Rose. Yes, Aunt Rose. Yes, Aunt Rose. But I nag her, and she says, I know you do it because you love me.
Right.
And I did the same thing to her mom. When she dropped out of school, back in school, graduated at the top of her class, computer school, medical school. She wants to study to be a technician. But you've got to give them some insight. You
do. You really do. And they have to hear it from, in the home. Because you're right, they'll find someone that'll tell them something.
But you don't know what it's going to be, they're going to tell them.
Right.
So it's going to be sad. But I think we're doing a pretty good job. You seem to be doing what you do, and I do what I do. I'm always running off at the mouth.
And like we agreed, we're making inroads.
We're taking little steps, and one day we're going to get to the top of that mountain.
Yes.
Our time is up.
Oh, goodness.
We've had 30 minutes. But it was wonderful that you came.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I want to be able to go on April the, you got the paper 17th?
Yes, April the 7th.
April the 7th.
At Glendale Golf Club.
I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this show half as much as I've enjoyed doing it. Thank you. Until next time.